keystone of the healthcare overhaul, cutting costs. We know that. That is the object, ultimately. It's supposed to bring down insurance premiums, but now reports from the CBO, that's the Congressional Budget Office, suggesting that most policyholders in the group plans will see little or no change. How is that? Stuart Varney, Fox Business Network, back with us this hour. Now, Stu, dig into the numbers, make sense of this for us, and then I'll follow up.
The CBO makes two assumptions. That's what healthcare reform finance is based upon. Assumption number one, that politicians will indeed cut $400 billion out of Medicare. That would mean cramming down on hospitals and doctors, the end of Medicare Advantage, and fewer tests like mammograms or pap smears. The assumption is that the politicians would indeed cut that $400 billion. Assumption number two, that there will be $450 billion worth of subsidies to you for the cost of your health care that you get from your employer. In other words, the assumption is that the government would take in billions, hundreds of billions of dollars from a raft of new taxes and pass it out to people who are going to be subsidized for their employer-provided health care. Those are the two assumptions on which everything is based. If those two things happen, yes, it will be deficit neutral, and yes, your cost will be stable. But, Bill, as you pointed out right up front, this fails the cost cut test.
Well, here's what we have to help viewers understand now.
Yep.
What the CBO does is that they call it score. They price out the bill, but they price out what is given to them.
Yes.
And you accurately point out in 2 points, to take the first point first. When in the past has Congress made cuts to Medicare that saved money?
Right. $400 billion over a 10-year period? It's just not going to happen. Medicare recipients vote, and you're asking politicians to cut a popular program of voters. Can't see it happening, Bill.
Second point, explain this to me, or flesh it out, or just put it in ABCs for me.
Sure.
Are you saying that, where would the taxes go up? Where would the revenue come from under this scenario?
A raft of taxes. Taxes will be levied on medical device makers, on drug companies, on small business operators, on the private insurance companies themselves. A raft of taxes taking money in, vast amounts of money, from a variety of different sources, all paid into the central government, which would then funnel it out in subsidies to individuals with employer-provided health care. So the cost to the individual from your employer-provided health care would not go up only because of the subsidy from the government, and that's only because of these massive new taxes.
I got you. I'm hearing a lot of ifs in there, so we'll keep that in mind as we move forward. Thank you, Stu. Check out 1 o'clock, okay?
Please.
Over on FBN. We'll be there. Thank you, Stu. Patty Ann.
Well, the White